5 years ago, something truly amazing happened. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau opened its doors. Now, very few people in Washington thought it was possible. Even after the worst financial crisis in generations, very few insiders thought it was possible to overcome the full force of the banking lobby and all their friends in Congress and create an agency that would work on behalf of working families. But we did it. Thanks to Americans for Financial Reform and the many, many consumer and civil rights and labor and senior and community organizations and so many more that made up that coalition, we did it. You got out there in your communities, drummed up support, met with your elected officials, and together you overcame an army of banking lobbyists that were spending over $1 million a day to try to bury that agency deep in the ground. And look at what that little agency has done in just 5 short years. It has returned over $11 billion to consumers who were cheated on their mortgages, their credit cards, checking accounts, and other financial products. It's fielded almost 1 million consumer complaints through a consumer hotline, and it's helped thousands and thousands of people get better treatment from their banks. It's issued strong new rules on mortgages that have helped clean up the practices that were right at the heart of the 2008 crisis. It's proposed new rules on forced arbitration clauses and payday loans that are going to help cut down on abusive and deceptive practices and save families all across this country a lot of heartache. That's a list of accomplishments that will stack up against any agency in Washington. So let's take this opportunity to celebrate. Woohoo! But we all know our work isn't done. In spite of its success, or maybe I should say really because of its success, the agency has a huge bullseye on its back. The banking lobby hasn't gone away. If anything, they've gotten stronger and louder. Seems like every week there is a new effort to try to cut the agency's funding, to shrink its jurisdiction, to repeal its rules, to change its structure, or to find some other way to tie it up, hold it down, and keep it from doing its job. Now, so far, we've managed to keep those efforts at bay, but we cannot let up. Because the guys on the other side of this issue have a limitless amount of money and all the time in the world, and they're just looking for the chance to start chipping away at the agency piece by piece. So let me just say one thing about how to fight back. Keep up your great work. Every time you get it right, you make friends across this country. And tell your friends and your family about the work that the CFPB does. Show them the consumer hotline if they're having a problem with a surprise fee on their checking account or a mistake on their credit report. The more people who know about the agency's work, the more support it will gain in Washington. Thank you for all you've done to get us to this point. The work to level the playing field is really hard. But real change is always hard, and this fight is worth it. I am proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with you all the way.